was walking past the stage and Daz goes, "Slim the Barber's in the building." He goes, "But wait, we ain't in a building. Slim the Barber's on a boat." Most people in the crowd didn't know who I was, but you hear Daz, shouting you out. It meant a lot. I don't know if you know that, Daz, but it was fun. It was cool.
It's the things you say sometimes. It makes it so worth it. Oh. No, but
how do you come up with the ideas for these videos? Is it just like let's just do it, and you kind of, do you write it out? Do you plan it? Do you kind of just go for it?
I know for the ones that I've thought of, I more or less just think, all right, this might be funny. Let's try something. And I might have like a little outline, but it's mostly, once we get in there, it's like improvisational stuff. And I think Daz is pretty much the same as me.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. And then when I heard Larry David, it was all like improvised. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. The reactions are the real reactions. And you trying to find a comeback, and it's like, all right, challenge.
Who did you use? Do you do it all yourself, Slim? Because I know you're talking about like editing and all that stuff. Do you like record and all that, or do you use a company?
He's Spike Lee.
Yeah, Spike.
40
acres and a mule.
Right.
No, I mean, I have been doing all the editing, but we have my guy Matt come out and shoot some of this stuff. Matt Langford is his name. But we're on an extremely limited budget, so I do have just a lot of equipment built up over the years from doing like videos. Just been a passion of mine for a long time, so I have enough to get by. But he's so knowledgeable on the stuff that he uses that it's always going to look better than what I could do. I prefer to have somebody else shoot it, obviously, but sometimes other things, that hold us back, so we got to shoot it ourselves.
Okay. That makes sense. I have recently started trying to do these visuals for my poems, and I find that, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm just starting out, but I'm not good at communicating my own vision to other people for them to catch it. So I need to work on that.
No, I understand that. And I think that is when I used to shoot music videos, or when occasionally I will shoot a music video from time to time. And the artist always has their own vision as to what they want to do. I know that it might be tough for you right now, but sometimes if you get somebody who you have seen their own personal art, whether they're directing or shooting photography or whatever, I usually just try to give them my notes as to like how if I want a particular shot, but for the rest of it, I'll just let them take control of what they do.
Makes sense.
And I prefer it like when I'm shooting a music video to have the same input from the artist to tell me, this is what I want, this is kind of what I want, but then them also letting me be a little bit creative on my own.
I can see that.
And that's me realizing I got to work on these control issues if I want to be great. Eek.
Where did waffles come from?
What, 04, 05, I used to go eat at places and I would say Waffle Gang. And they'd be like, so everywhere I went, I took pictures and I would just say, hey, go to, what's the horrible place I always talk about on Ashland and North Avenue? Go to Hollywood Grill, but don't eat the meat. Waffle Gang, go to Flash Tacos. Get this, don't eat the meat. Waffle Gang. And so it caught on. And to the point, it was called Waffle Gang Breakfast Club. And this is how it all started.
I think it's, I won't say shocking, but you mentioned like meeting him through the Chicago like underground hip hop scene. First of all, I am like impressed that you are a part of the Chicago underground hip hop scene.
I was on like the peripheral edge, like it wasn't, I don't even want to like say that I was, whatever. But yeah, okay.
You was that dude, man. If Slim came to your show, you knew you made it.
It's
Well,
a thing. So like the Chicago
Chicago.
underground hip hop scene is like a real thing that exists. Can I go? Is there like tickets?
You sure? No tickets? What about a password?
No tickets. Is it like a secret? Can I go? No, it's
No,
not like
I
on
mean-
the TV, like when like Secret Society or nothing.
No,
Can I
this
go?
is not a speakeasy.
No,
I was watching Gossip Girl this morning. Dang.
some of the shows I went to, they might have paid you to be there. Well, I remember interviewing Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane was my favorite rapper when I was a kid. And the weird thing was I was not nervous at all. I felt like going into that, I got this, you know, and I was not a real confident host as an interviewer, but when I was going to interview Kane, I was like, I know this dude's catalog backwards and forwards. I know about Father Time and Posse, the movie Posse. And I asked him everything that a geeked up fan would ask. And it was a great night, man. It was surreal because all those pimps that were in that Pimps Up, Hose Down thing, they were all there. Like Mr. Chicago, except for Don Juan, who I later met when I interviewed Don Juan for MTV2 News. And we were in Snoop Dogg's hotel room for so long that I don't smoke weed, but I got high in that hotel room because there was so much weed in there. It was crazy. But
Every time I talk to you, I like learn like little tidbits of information, and you just say it like in normal conversation as though it's just like normal.
Right.
Sometimes it's more like you just got to be open to do stuff, and the more you're open to do stuff, the more things will happen for you, you know? And I didn't make a lot of money in my life, but I got to do a lot of fun things and meet a lot of people from a lot of different ways of life. That's for sure.
I tell you, hip hop kept me young. Hip hop kept me connected. And in hip hop, I met some great people.
What I appreciate, just like thumbing through your channel, is that first of all, it's hilarious, and that it's so, I don't even know the word for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's different. I like it. It's unique.
All right, I was gonna say, what the?
It's unique. It's not the same. I'll just say that it's not the same old thing over and over and over again. That's what I'll say. That's what I did. Sometimes you get sick of hearing the same song. Like, yes, it's different lyrics, but you're saying the same thing. And you guys are not.
Well, we're older.
I could talk about that nonstop for 11 days. But I'm not even gonna go into that because you'll get me on my music nerd tip and not even ever, you'll be like, okay, Slim, shut up.
I met Slim, and then we're like, man, you're cool. All right. So we do me and Pugs would do shows, and then you'll see Slim. And then I think the last time I seen him was the Iridium Yacht Party.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked, and it was just like, well, you got two dudes on a yacht, and it's a good thing. Like, so what's up with your life? I don't know. What's up with your life? What's up with the comedy? I don't know. And so he said he was going back to do an open mic. And I said, let me know. And I told Slim, I said, if I ever get back to doing it, you're the first person I'm calling. Got it? Hey, Kev, you got some material? He was like, I'll see what I can whip up.
Yeah. That was my first time doing stand-up in probably over a year at that point, around a year. And it was a rough week because that was when my friend and coworker Greg went into the hospital, and it didn't look like he was going to make it. So, you know, working on comedy while your friend is fighting for his life is, you know, this is the, you know, not only is he my friend, but I see him every day at my barbershop. And, you know, it was rough, but it was actually very therapeutic for me to work on it and then go stand up in front of the audience, even though, you know, my mind was in a million different places at once. It was good to be out. And that was a good night.
Like, I watched your video about the cantaloupe. First of all, I agree with it. I agree with everything you said, but it would have been honeydew. Honeydew was way worse.
Hey, how many times did we get that one?
Honeydew was the worst melon.
Oh, it's terrible. You know what I think it is though? I think it's everybody knows that honeydew sucks. So they don't put it on plates.
Right.
Or if they do, it's not as much. There's always a lot of cantaloupe.
It's one honeydew.
Right. That might be the remix. Baby, we might have to do a Biggie remix, Kev.
Yes. I have a little bit, maybe we'll have a little bit more time to work on the lyrics and it'll be a better flow. Hey,
I tell you, Miss B, the way that song came together, and then we just got in the studio for a skit, like, hey, let's do a song.
Leading up to that point, it was just in the back of my mind was doing the song in the studio that day. And when we had extra time because of some other circumstances in the studio, it was like, well, we're here, let's do it. I hated my lyrics. You know, I didn't think they were that funny, and I didn't think that, I feel like I'm a better rapper than I showed in that song. But as soon as Daz went into the booth and started doing his ad libs and overdubs and everything, I'm like, man, this thing came together. I love it now. I went from hating it, absolutely hating it, to loving it in 2 minutes because this man got in there and did all that crazy talk.
I can see in my head just over and over the way you smacked that cantaloupe out of the guy's hand. It just plays in my head.
Oh, and looking at that clip, he really was enjoying it too.
Yeah. He was like,
right. And I didn't know like the intensity of that smack.
So, Waffles, how long have you been like doing the whole comedy thing?
I would probably say since 97. 97, that's telling my age. I was working at GNC and a commercial came on GCI for the MGD comedy search. And so my boss was like, you always cracking jokes. Why don't you take your butt up there and see what you can do? You think it's so funny? So imagine back in the day, you don't know what's up. You go to Mr. G. You in the hood too. Leon Rogers, D-Ray, Corey Holcomb, Muhammad, Marcus Combs. Did I say him already? JD. Like all the people that's out here now. And you go up. And you kill. So I made it to the next one. And so they were like, you had to call the next day to see if you made it to the next round. So every day was like, did I make it? Yes. All right, go to the next spot. So the next one was Gene Sparrow and Crazy Howard McGee. This was like his first time in Chicago, GCI, and he had on this flaming hot suit. I cracked on him for like 5 minutes because that's when he used to have the Crazy Howard McGee cruise. I was like, we can't afford them tickets. And so talked about him, got to the semifinals. Big Daddy Woo Woo was in it too. And you had to pick a number. So we had the new 50-yard line out in Harvey. And every time I got my number, it was 1. So now I said, y'all go first. Everybody grabbed their number. So my paper looked big. So I saw 1. I said 11. 1. The judges told me, you're funny, but you won't go to the finals. So kill him tonight. They said, we're not letting a rookie win this thing. So I acted a fool for like 10 minutes. And that was it. So when I saw the politics of that, I was supposed to be on Def Comedy Jam. I didn't make that trip. I was in Barbershop 2. I was in that calling card with all the comedians that was in it. And then I saw the politics and I'm like, nah, I fell back. So that run was probably 2 good years and I fell all the way back. So I was like, no. And when you meet somebody that's like on the same lane, and that's what Slim, and he was trading off his stories, I'm trading off my stories. I'm like, we might as well just come together and just, take off. So it took some time, like I said, from that year frame to now, and I can finally deal with people. You know what I'm saying? More than get the attitude like, it's like, all right, that's how you are. Okay. And just deal with it, Yeah. In a nutshell.
How about you, Slim?
I just, ever since I was a kid, like we used to borrow my friend's parents' VHS camcorder, you know, and we'd make these silly videos. Like I can remember doing fake boxing videos and videos for Spanish class. And then when I was in college, I had a comedy TV show that aired once a month, just like skits and stuff. And some of them were good, some of them were bad. Like I got a few of them still. You know, I didn't really get into too much. I tried stand up when I was probably 25, so around 2000. I'm talking about dating myself right now too. And, you know, it was funny because I was at a wedding and I was at a table of people and I was telling everybody like how the DJ at the wedding and the photographer are basically, they think they're like the mayor and the chief of the wedding, right? So I do this whole thing and I'm just making it up and I'm at the table and I'm killing it, right? It's all coming off the top of my head. So I go home that night and I'm like, yo, I've got to write this down and get it to do stand-up. So I write it down and I memorize it word for word. And I go up, I think it was at the Green Mill, but I go up and it's just an open mic and I'm nervous. And I'm like saying the whole story, but I'm saying it exactly like how I had memorized it. And I didn't realize at that point, like that's why it wasn't funny, because it was so memorized that it wasn't loose anymore, you know?
This is me knowing exactly because I recently got very similar critique when it comes to reading my poetry.
Yeah.
And then I started doing improv. Well, I took improv classes at Second City when I was in college too, but that was a long time ago. And then probably maybe like 6 years ago, I started with Rao Theater in Crystal Lake doing improv comedy, doing that and just kind of letting your natural funny come out in everything. I thought maybe I could do stand-up again, but instead of writing everything out, I'll just make bullet points and have like a loose idea of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I went out and I started doing stand-up again. And I'm not saying I killed it every time, but for not really having any chops in stand-up, I was doing really good. But I wasn't doing it enough to stay with it. And when Daz Waffles, when he called me up about doing My Funny Friends, I was like, okay, this is going to be the time when I really need to get back into it.
It's funny.
The Tangerine Creeper.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
But-
in the barbershop.
With Daz. Oh, with alcohol. Yes.
Hey,
yes.
that was real. It was a person. I used to cut hair too in the hundreds, and he was a gangster, and so he always would hold the mirror because he didn't trust the barber.
Oh, I hate that.
And so he got cut like a Super Bowl, right? Hey man, that dude owe me some money. So he runs out. We don't see him for 2 weeks. So now that part grew back in. Now his hair it's like he got like a Friar Tuck thing going, right? So he gets a scooter. 2 days later, he flips off the scooter, hits his head on a fire hydrant. He's gone.
What?
And he was the barber shop, you know, hey, watch how you do the lining on my neck. But he was the biggest killer. And I've seen dudes come in like, man, dog, I just murdered somebody. And you just like, you was in county? Well, anybody can make it in county. Like, I never got a haircut in jail, you know, so that skit was real.
Yeah, when he was explaining it to me, I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And he's just going, and you'll see, like, there's times in the video where I'm laughing, and then also kind of like, I want to say something, but I don't want to make it worse. You know what I'm like? Sometimes you do addition by subtraction, and I'm like, Dad's on a roll here. I'm just gonna let him go, you know. So it was when we got done with that, because we did it while the shop was open, and everybody in the shop's rolling, laughing, and I'm laughing, and all I'm hoping is that I don't look like an idiot on the thing and somehow screw it up. But he was so funny in that one. That one's probably my favorite one.
And that was all improv.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about it. So No.
I like it, and I cannot wait to see what you guys had come soon. Can't talk.
I knew what you meant. Don't worry about it.
Right. I ain't put my head up. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Long day. I'm still in my pajamas.
Hey, I just came from Michael's, getting my daughter some art supplies, and let me tell you, if you ever want to see a man confused, go in Michael's.
I love Michael so much.
They talk to you like, you know, yeah, the yarn is over there in 7. If I knew if it was in 7, why would I? Okay.
That's like me at Menards.
Oh, Menards
Ooh.
is the worst. My sister loves Menards. I don't like Menards. I love Michael's and Hobby Lobby though.
I got a Menards hat.
I was in Menards once. I'm like, hey, I need a set of vice grips. And the guy's like, oh, that's over in the hardware section. I'm like, isn't this whole damn store a hardware store? Isn't that Menards? It's 2.6 square miles inside of there.
Hey, I got a challenge for you. Go in there and ask for a screw. That's the one. I went in there, I was like, look, I'm looking for a bolt. It was like, go in there. It's just a whole lane of bolts. You know, like
you got to bring in whatever you're a duplicate of whatever you're looking for.
Right.
And then, yep.
You just can't come in there freestyle. Hey, I need a wrench. Like, oh.
And they're like, oh, you need metric or you need English. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Have you ever tried
it's like this big.
Right. Oh, have you ever tried an English hex key? Like
No.
Like it's in the back near the pancake mix. And
right. There you go. You know, it's right by the food. If you're looking for a car better, it's right by the cereal. All right.
That's Menards. Yep.
I love Menards because you know they got a piano player. So that's good.
Is your Menards also a Nordstrom?
No.
So serious that no was.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't know they had a piano player on the top of the top floor?
The top floor of Menards has a piano player?
Are you serious?
No way.
A piano player. Hold on. Don't they have a piano player in Menards?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Top floor. There, he up there cooking. I'm getting my cooking supplies, my gloves, the tub section is over here. I love it.
So ridiculous.
Well, I got to your Menards then, man.
Come by the crib, man. Hey, because it's a patio over there, so we got a routine. We go to Menards, and then we get rib tips at the patio. It's a day, and it's a Culver's across the street. I ain't lying. We make a day out of it.
Well, hey, I don't like Menards, but I like Culver, so.
Anything you need for your house is in Menards.
Yep.
Cooking goods.
And it's just like
overwhelmed.
My house. It's just like my house too, because I can't find anything.
You just walk around and just run into stuff. Like, man, I needed a floor mat.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And I'm just gonna throw this in there for the both of you. Just, a little knowledge. Just, tuck it away in the back of your brains, just so you have it in there.
Mm-hmm.
I like yachts.
Okay. If Pugs ever has another yacht party, we'll bring you out.
B likes yachts.
Y'all, prepare yourselves for the smoothest shutdown ever.
Hey, why don't you just be in a skit with us? And we can act like we're on a yacht. We have a green screen.
Go watch their videos because it's guaranteed to brighten your day. Like, if you need to laugh, then you need to watch Slim N Waffles. Subscribe to their channel. Subscribe to this one too. do it right now.
Be real, be kind, be creative. Is that like ASR, ASM? I don't know what it's called. What is it? It's when people are whispering into their mics now. It's like a trend or a fad or whatever you call it. I don't know. Thank you, Slim N Waffles, for coming on. I appreciate it. Until next time, guys, be real, be kind, be creative. I'm a doof, guys. I love you. Bye.
You can do anything, Miss B.
Thank you for that encouragement. I appreciate it.